now, your main event. Introducing the hosts of Wrestling with Freddie, Jeff Dye, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Friends. The WWE Draft is here on its way, and the top two picks, to no one's surprise, were the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes. In AEW, Roderick Strong makes his debut on AEW Dynamite as he comes to the rescue of his dear friend, Mr. Adam Cole. Baby. Also, a huge update on don't make me laugh. A huge update on All In from Wembley Stadium. Over 40,000 have registered for the pre-sale codes. Bad Bunny is coming to WWE SmackDown from Puerto Rico this Friday. Finally, talking about Puerto Rico, Backlash is this Saturday. Will Cody defeat the Beast Brock Lesnar? This has been Biff Michelson. Good evening and good luck. How's Biff Michelson, Jeff? How are you?
I gotta say, I haven't been here, since day one of the podcast. I don't even know if Biff Michelson has, but he has been a huge part of the podcast. Shout out to Biff Michelson.
Biff is new. Biff is new. We named him in this moment, and Biff thanks you. He told me to say thank you.
Big fan of Biff. What's up, brother? How was your week? Big wrestling week.
It was a big wrestling week. Family was good. My son played some flag football and had a sick juke that made this kid knock himself over. And everybody went, "Whoa, who's that little guy?" Because my son's real little. But he looked like Warwick Dunn out there this week. And their team won, so congratulations to the Tiny Rams. They kicked some booty this weekend. And other than that, I watched MJF and Sammy Guevara become best friends. And I watched the Usos and Kevin and Sammy beat the living crap out of each other. How about you, sir? How was your week and weekend?
Felt good. I was in Indianapolis. I watched. It's funny because, I just said big wrestling week. There was some good wrestling stuff that happened, but whenever it's one of these draft things, there's not a lot of wrestling. It's a lot of just drafting, and then we just go.
And a lot of tag matches.
Yeah, they bring back these old guys to come back. Hey, here's Road Dogg. He's going to tell you which one of the NXT people you've never heard of is getting drafted. But not trying to be negative. It was still a fun week of wrestling. Just saying, it was a little, it was not as exciting as it could be. And maybe that's because Backlash is coming up,
Jeff hates the old guys.
No, I love the old guys. I love the old guys.
It was a big week. The draft's always big. To me, working there, the draft wasn't important to them. It was just a way to move talent from the tape show to the live show to see if they would sink or swim. Or if they wanted to give someone an opportunity, they'd say, hey, so-and-so, do you want to get off the live show? We'll put you on SmackDown for a bit. And if it worked out with their schedule, then all of a sudden, boom, they get drafted. But it is important in regards to who's getting a chance on the main show, which is Monday Night Raw, right? That's where opportunities are earned. That's where, like I said before, you sink or swim. Everything's scarier when it's live. It's not harder. It's just scarier. Some people don't worry about that fear and it motivates them, and other people freeze up. And you see that on Monday Night Raw, which is one of the craziest things if you think about it in show business. No other television show puts people in a situation where if they fail, it's over, unless they're like the ultimate professional comedian, right? Where they can improv. But these are people that have been on TV sometimes a matter of months, and all of a sudden they're on Monday Night Raw and they have to remember a promo that they didn't get a week with, like Saturday Night Live. They got about 35 minutes. And it's so hardcore.
Which is that's always the part that's so impressive to me. Also, like,
Absolutely.
How perfect are they nailing it? Or do they just kind of have to hit the bullet points? Is it like a script where you...
It depends, man. There were times where, the powers that be would say, here's bullet points and just make sure you get us from point A to point B and make sure that this moment in the middle happens. Anything you want to do outside of that, cool. And then there are other wrestlers where the powers that be would be like, you say it word for word. You nail this promo, nail this script. So it just depends on the talent and what they think of them. Sometimes it would be a test, which to me was so hardcore and counterproductive. Like, you're going to test on live TV.
Right.
Like, that's not where you see if someone has it. Like, especially on your biggest show, that's you build them up slowly, right? Like old Hollywood used to do. No, we don't. F you. And all of a sudden,
Be good now.
wrestler X from FCW was suddenly on Monday Night Raw, having never cut a promo in a crowd bigger than, 200 people. And that's a lot to put on any, young or old professional who's trying to make it in show business, let alone professional wrestling, where not only do they have to have an entire fight scene memorized and choreographed, but they have to memorize dialogue in minutes.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Not to get sidetracked, but it's just cool. It's a cool opportunity for everyone that goes to Raw. SmackDown's a big show too, and is treated with more respect than it used to be. But shout out to the Raw cast. Shout out to Mr. Cody Rhodes. Shout out to Becky Lynch. Shout out to Gunther getting a shot. Seat at the table. Seat at the table. Yeah. What movie's that from?
No idea. It sounded like you said like Macho Man Randy Savage, though.
The Program. Do you remember that football movie? James
Conner was the
coach. Of it. Oh, this was a good side quest, dude. Good college football movie. Talked about like the corruption and the money that goes behind the scenes and how the city and the college runs the city and all this. And there was this one guy named Latimer, and he was taking crazy steroids, like all of the steroids, just so he could make the team. And he finally makes it from special teams to starting defense. And he goes, yeah, seat at the table. Yeah. And one coach goes to the other and he goes, you make sure Latimer knows they're piss testing on Friday, okay?
I love that. One football movie with some wrestlers in it that if you don't want... You don't want to watch it if you still want to like those wrestlers. Don't go back and revisit an Adam Sandler movie that has some wrestlers in it.
Oh, the Longest Yard.
Yeah, there's some scenes in there that if modern times were to look at it, we would be having pretty big social issues, I think.
Oh, no, they'd be canceled?
Oh, yeah. There's a scene that every time my buddy goes,
then you got to cancel Burt Reynolds, too, because he did the first one that they did the remake of. So now you have to cancel 2 generations of actors, but the whole cast.
Is the script exactly the same?
Hell no.
No, yeah, exactly. I don't think so. There's just some scene. We'll talk about it when we're not on camera that you go, oh, God, how did this make it onto a movie screen? What was I going to say? I was just glad about the draft. I don't know if we're talking about it, that they didn't break up the Street Profits, which I was very happy about. I was nervous they were going to break up the Street Profits. And so I'm glad that that's...
My daughter would have been crushed. That's her favorite tag team.
Yeah, they're the
she
best.
would have been annihilated.
So I'm glad that happened. And then also I'm just confused. You got Cody Rhodes on the opposite show as Roman Reigns.
Okay, but doesn't this remind you of that story I told you last week where...
Yeah, no, everything you're saying makes sense now.
He's not going to get the opportunity. It's going to be hard times for Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw, baby. It's going to be hard times, baby.
Good times for Mr. Brock Lesnar. Good times for Mr. Brock Lesnar this week.
All right, so listen, Mr. Rhodes, let's go to Backlash and let's talk Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. Brock Lesnar has still not told us why he was such a dick in Los Angeles and smashed Cody all over the place. They haven't revealed that. Hopefully there's a Paul Heyman tie in there somewhere and they haven't just forgotten about that completely. Because other than that, they don't have too much of a reason to fight. However, I'm more excited to see this match than any of the other matches on the card. I love Cody Rhodes. My daughter loves Cody Rhodes. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. And Brock Lesnar is freaking awesome, man. He's a unicorn. Like, nobody looks like him. Nobody can do what he does. He's, almost double his age from when he first started wrestling, and he still looks just as sick. Like, it's like having a legit unicorn on your team. Everybody wants that. Even Voldemort wanted that. I kept him alive, was the unicorn blood. So hopefully, I want Cody to win, but now I'm all in on the hard time story, and I think Brock's going to kill him, and I think he might kill him the way he killed John Cena back in the day, where it was like a borderline squash match. What say you?
Yeah, I think Brock crushes Cody Rhodes. I'm
no.
I've drank the Kool-Aid. I think Brock is. I think that we are doing the hard time storyline, and even if not, why would you have Cody Rhodes beat Brock? It makes no sense. I think that
revenge is why, Jeff.
No,
don't you believe in revenge? Are you that nice and sweet? You've never gone for revenge?
No, revenge is fine,
Sweet.
but I don't think people even think about, like, their memories are so short. They're not going, oh, he never got his rematch. You know, like, I don't think that they think like that. I don't think that people.
Who do you think the people think are going to win this match? Do you think that it's like 90 Cody, 10% Brock?
Yep, because people are so.
I knew it.
I don't know if over is the right word, but like they definitely just drank that Cody Rhodes Kool-Aid. The same people that hated him when he was Stardust and hated him when he was blah, 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 are all, they didn't even like him in AEW really that much. And now they're all
in the
crazy
beginning
about
they did,
Cody.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I think that they're all that believe that he got screwed, which also makes people like a person if they think, oh, he should have won against Roman. That makes
For
them
sure.
feel like, oh,
Bret
well,
Hart a lot of latitude.
Deserves something or whatever. So I think they all think Cody's going to win and Brock's going to break their hearts.
Okay, y'all. So everyone listening, remember this episode and remember the last episode, because I think Jeff's right. I think most people are all in on Cody. I kind of hope they're right. I really like him and his wrestling. So it was good then, but it's even better now. Like his ring psychology, he's got it all figured out, man. That crazy 3 matches with Seth Rollins was such a good story. They were so good, man. But remember, we said it first. He's going to lose and he's going to get beat the hell up. And it's going to be hard times, baby. It's going to be hard times. I think that's what I get more convinced with every single minute he's on camera. That's exactly what they're doing.
It does give us a nice reason to root for him to lose, too, which is kind of fun. Because, I don't want him to lose. I like him, but it's one of those things like...
it makes it okay.
Makes
Cushions
you right.
the blow.
Yeah, I was like, Freddie said it. Freddie's buddy or whatever your friend's name is.
I didn't
like,
say it. My buddy is the prognosticator of prognosticators.
But
man.
it makes
He
me feel
knows this
smart
stuff.
when I go, oh, yes, they're doing it. But even though I didn't, just makes me feel smart.
All right. Moving down the line.
Let's do it.
Sir, we're going to talk about Bianca Belair and what has to be nearing the end of this story with Damage Control versus Io Sky. Bianca's been drafted over to SmackDown. I don't know what that means for her. I think it's probably they're just trying to give someone else an opportunity over there because Becky was on SmackDown. For a little bit. She was on maternity leave for most of her SmackDown tenure. So we got Bianca versus Io Sky. I have softened a bit on Bianca since she first won the title. I would have liked to see her, and maybe she's not given the freedom on the microphone, but it still looks a little tight sometimes. And that's either they're making her stay on script or she needs to stay on script. I would like to see them let go a little bit with that, or maybe just see her relax a little bit in her promos. Versus Io Sky, who they won't let speak because English wasn't her first language, even though she speaks English.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, man, it's just, they're like, well, if there's an accent, no one can understand you.
Vince doesn't know.
Bro, they did it to English-speaking dudes like Drew McIntyre. Sorry, Drew McIntyre. So they did that with Drew McIntyre. When I first worked there, they called him up from FCW, and they're like, you have to lose the accent.
Yeah,
and I was like, what?
That's my voice.
You're going to, like, you can't make him do that. He's not a trained actor. He's never worked on his voice. He's a big-ass dude from Scotland.
I think I've shared this on the podcast before, but for a long time, Becky didn't get her push because Vince didn't understand what she was saying. She would just speak, and then he's like, what is she saying out there? Does anyone? And everyone's like, yeah, we can hear her fine. Like, we all understand, but Vince has got like a filter on his ear that if you don't speak perfect, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So the setup for this match has been too long for my taste. It ran out of gas a while ago, and I don't think should end with Io Sky, but I think it probably will. But they're going to wrestle. Io's going to be insane and do blind backflips without even bothering. Blind meaning she doesn't even bother to look to see if the person's in the right position. She's just trusting him. And it's the ultimate trust fall with a twist and a triple flip and everything else against one of the strongest chicks in professional wrestling who can catch you in midair, do whatever she wants to you. So I'm looking forward to a big guy, little guy, only big girl, little girl type match. What about you, sir?
I mean, we're witnessing Damage Control breaking up, right? I mean, they're going to just have us watch it. They haven't even been together that long. I mean, I remember us talking about it on this podcast when Damage Control got together. It seemed like a cool little stable. They're already breaking up. Not much to show for. I feel like this will be a forgotten stable. Yeah, I think this is really a no match, really. I think, Bianca Belair, there's zero chance they make Io Sky, the champ. So I think it's kind of I think this match will be when I go to get beer and snacks.
Now to a championship match that I know we're both going to enjoy. The SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley, one of our favorites, versus friend of the show, the amazing Miss Zelina Vega. And we're rooting for you, Zelina. However, Rhea Ripley is a killer. And I don't know how I think she's going to get a run the way Bianca's gotten a run. A plus year title reign where every single storyline is to make, at the end of the day, Rhea look even more credible. And then eventually, I guess that they still love Ronda. So when Ronda Rousey gets healthy, then they'll probably do something with the two of them. What about you, Matt? Are you excited for this match?
No, I'm not, because I already know the outcome, right? Like, there's just zero chance Rhea Ripley's going to lose. And I love Zelina Vega.
It's tough to get anyone to believe that it's not. Here we go. The Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle. And we say the Bloodline, that includes both Uso brothers and their younger brothers, Solo Sikoa. Matt Riddle and him have been having good beef. I've liked Riddle since he's made his return. He's right in the mix with top dudes. Triple threat match is tough for me to usually get into. AEW's only had 2 since I started watching AEW that I like. Not triple threat, but 6-man tags, I meant. So I'm hoping I like this because I love Kevin Owens. Like, nobody can get me more hype for a match than when he just has his 3-sentence, I don't care, I don't want to talk anymore, I just want to punch you in the face, let's go right now. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, let's punch somebody in the face. And he'll do the least amount of talking these days in the promos, where it used to just be 90% Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
But 10% Kevin is awesome. I love him, and I'm looking forward to watching it. And I hope I dig it as much as I'm looking forward to it, because I love everybody in the match.
I like everybody in the match except Matt Riddle. Not crazy about Matt Riddle, but the story,
not a Riddle guy.
I'll never get.
Or
tired
you mad
of,
you didn't catch his flip flops, like when he kicked the flip flop and also just missed it?
A little spoiler for the fans, or a little inside information for wrestling fans. If you're ever at a match and you do catch Matt Riddle's flip flop, a security guard comes and takes it from you and says, "I need that back."
No.
Yeah, he gets his flip flop back. So that's frustrating.
If you catch a flop, you keep the flop.
I'm keeping it, and then they're gonna go, "You have to leave," and I go, "Nope, keeping the flop."
He flipped it off his foot.
I know. They come and grab it. Stupid, right?
What do you get? What do they give you?
Nothing. They just go, "Hey, I need that back."
What do you mean nothing?
Nothing. They give you nothing. It's not like a foul ball in baseball. It's worse. It's way, way, way worse.
We need to start a hashtag.
Maybe this will just get Matt Riddle a nice flip-flop endorsement anyways. That way he has one per venue that he doesn't have to worry about losing some flip-flops.
Yo, Tiva, step up, Tiva.
Yeah,
what the hell? You want to start selling stuff besides to river rafters? You put your sandals and your flip-flops on Matt Riddle. You call him the Riddles. You just give him his own, just like they did Air Jordan. And then boom, your sales go up, and kids can actually keep the flops that get flipped.
Also, The Rock never went into the audience and went and grabbed his elbow pad. No, he said, "Hey, that's one per people's elbow." Some fans going home.
I'm gonna need that back, young man.
I got the people's elbow when he did it to Mankind. They're all remembering him. Oh, I remember when he did the people's elbow and so and so. I got that elbow guard. No, this match, the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. I've got the Bloodline. I feel like they can't lose. Also, when are they gonna name that flying Samoan spike that Solo Sikoa does?
What do you mean? It's called the Samoan Spike. That's the name of it.
But he does a flying one lately. He's does it jumping up. It's almost like a Superman punch slash flying.
It's a jumping Samoan Spike. Yeah. Don't you know wrestling, bro?
I just wish that they'd have a separate name for it. Oh, he got him with the Superman Spike.
I'm giving you. You could call it that. That's pretty cool. Because I think Roman would get mad, and then that could give him a little storyline where he's like, "Hey, I don't like the name of that." I don't think your father would like the name. I don't think anybody in the family would like the name of that, because he's stealing his shit.
Yeah, but what a
that was my Roman Reigns impression.
I don't think this guy knows how family works. If he's getting mad that his relatives are using similar things as
bro,
his.
he gets mad at everything, man. He's like the meanest godfather ever. That's when they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. Roman Reigns has been corrupted.
That is true.
He's been corrupted.
He's like the brother that
power.
writes his name on all of his crap in the house. He's like, this is mine. This is mine. Don't use it.
Draws a line down the middle of the room so that you know you can't cross it.
Like, I'm your brother. Yeah, but this is mine. Don't wear my pants. Don't listen to my CDs.
Roman Reigns is the kind of guy that would create borders between states. That's the kind of guy Roman Reigns is.
Not a good family team player.
All right, it's time to talk celebrity fighting. This month's celebrity in professional wrestling is once again Mr. Bad Bunny versus Mr. Damian Priest. They used to be boys. The first time Bad Bunny joined WWE for a little thing against Miz, Damian Priest was his homie. Damian Priest, that was the debut of people learning Damian Priest spoke fluent Spanish. And he cut a promo in Spanish with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny did very well in his match. Probably not as well as Logan Paul. I think most people would agree on that, but he did very well. You could tell he worked hard. And now he's back in Puerto Rico. This is going to be insane. People are going to go nuts. Damian Priest is a really solid wrestler. And I actually think this match is going to be good. I'm not big on celebrities. Look, if I was into it, I would be in one. All right. I would have done it a million times. I'm not a big fan of it. The one little thing I did, I could tell the fans did not want me in there. They were glad that I got jacked up. So I don't think it has any place. However, as times change, so do opinions. And I honestly think this is going to be a good match. You probably disagree completely, and you're probably right. But what do you think?
I don't think it's going to be a good match at all. Here's the thing. Bad Bunny is so stinking famous. One of the most famous people in modern times. I constantly talk about the time I saw him at the Lakers game, and he got a bigger pop than Jack Nicholson. Like the place went crazy. And I was like, how? How does it? Who is this Bad Bunny guy? I'm still in shock years later at his celebrity. So here's the thing.
He's bad, dude. He's a bad
But he's
Bunny.
not famous enough to have his own match in wrestling, in my opinion. Wait, because as far as like the wrestling part, like carrying a wrestling match.
Bro, he's the baddest of all bunnies. What are you saying? He's badder than Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, but I wouldn't watch Bugs Bunny wrestle either. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that.
Oh, he was good in that one episode.
And then Damian Priest isn't famous enough to like carry this match for me on the wrestling side. So it's kind of like I just don't really, I can't imagine. Here's the thing. I get it. Bad Bunny's very famous. I get it. And then it's in Puerto Rico. So I get it. I get why they're doing it. I just don't think this will be a match that I'm going to be, Can Damian Priest make Bad Bunny look like a good wrestler in there? Is that,
I feel like The Miz makes everyone look great, right? So this is where you'll figure out if Bad Bunny can do it. I think they put them together because they have the relationship. So I feel like these guys have been working on this for a while now.
Okay.
And that's why I think it can be good. That said, who do you think's going to win this match that you don't want to watch?
Bad Bunny. They're going to let Bunny win.
Bad Bunny in his hometown is going to beat Damian Priest. I'll go the other way.
There's no belt or anything. It's just a straight fight,
I'm going to say it's going to be bad news for all the Puerto Ricans on the card. Zelina's going to lose and Bad Bunny's going to lose too, despite Ray trying to help out and make the save. And I think Damian Priest will get the win because they're protecting the Judgment Day without giving them much story, more than I've seen them protect anyone as far as like wins and losses. They had to give the one back to Edge with Finn, but other than that, it's just win, win, win for the Judgment Day. And I think they'll win again.
You can't beat Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico,
they'll set the country on fire. Yeah, they'll go nuts.
Kill Damian Priest.
Yeah, they go
like it was a soccer match in Colombia or something. Jesus Christ.
They will.
They're great. I've told the story when they were like throwing batteries at the bad guy when he won the match. Like, granted, I was like 8, but still, man, it was hardcore back then.
Things have gotten harder, not softer.
We've got a triple threat with your guy Bronson Reed, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory. I'm not too hyped about this match, but I love Bobby Lashley. I like Austin Theory, and I'm still watching Bronson Reed. I don't know if I like him yet or not. What about you? You're probably excited. You like Bronson, right?
Yeah, I love Bronson Reed. I think this will be cool. I guess. I mean, I've never been a big United States Championship belt guy, but I like all three of these guys, so I don't think it'll be a good, fun match. I believe Austin Theory will win, is what I believe.
I agree with you, and that will take us to Jeff's favorite match of the night and our final. Seth freaking Rollins. I don't care what you dress up as. You could put the fruit thing on your head and come out and dance a samba because I think you're too good. So suck it. No matter how much you try to make me hate you, come out with a French braid. And I'd be like, you know what? I hated it, but it's the best French braid I've ever seen.
Wow,
so
that's
Seth Rollins versus your new fave, Omos. Hopefully with Mr. MVP at his side for a little interference, a little shadiness. Seth Rollins versus Omos seemed out of the blue, which honestly makes me think Seth might lose this match and put Omos over and get like a little injury and a little vacation time. I don't know how else to frame this match, at least in my head, based on my experience. Otherwise, you're just like jobbing out Omos for no reason at all.
Right.
I get it. You know what I mean? Like you got to build him up to take him down, and they've only been taking him down lately. So I feel like Seth is going to do business and eat a 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm sure there'll be some MVP interference, right? Some shadiness so that it's not just a clean win. But what do you think? This is your guy? This is your guy and my guy with the bad wardrobe.
Here's the thing. This match had no business happening. It makes no sense. No lead up, no anything. And you can't keep having Omos lose. If you're building this guy as a giant and he's supposed to be like this, maybe it's not like the future of wrestling, but a future star in wrestling, you can't keep having him lose. And so since there's no belt on the line, since there's really no stakes, since there's really no story, I think Seth Rollins loses here in any fashion that they can make it happen. However they justify in the writer's room, I think Seth Rollins loses here. If Seth Rollins doesn't lose here and there's no belt, no story, no reason, no stakes, then that's insane. And they're doing Omos dirty, in my opinion. So I think Omos wins. I'll be very happy. It'll be a very forgettable match for everyone. No one's, it's not like, a year from now, they're going to be like, but Omos beat Seth Rollins. Like, I don't think anyone's going to care. And I think it's a real kind of, these are the type of matches I love, but not most of the wrestling fans and not most of the wrestling universe. So I think Seth Rollins loses. I hope Seth Rollins loses. I hope Omos does great. And if he doesn't, it'll be very confusing match for me.
Jeff, do you know what time it is?
I'm just waiting for the music.
Let me cue it up real quick. They raised the budget, so I got all these like voice people doing all these great jingles for us. Let me find it. Here it is. It's Jeff Dye's Hot Tag of the Week. Yeah.
I love the
The Hot Tag.
This week, there was an announcement. I don't know how long it's been circling around in the back rooms or the public square, but Vince McMahon and the WWE are being sued by a ex-writer or a previous writer. I don't know how long she hasn't been in the writer's room. I don't even know if she was a real writer, but she was in the writer's room and heard allegedly she heard many pitches that she found to be racially insensitive and offensive to her. And she didn't like the stereotypes that were being used, specifically racial stereotypes that were being pitched in the writer's room. When she went to complain about it, someone said to her, I feel it was another female in the office, said, "It's the writer's room. That's what happens. They're just pitching ideas and whatever." But then some other people have agreed with her and said, yeah, some of these ideas are ignorant and stupid. One of the things that was used as an example in the filing was a wrestler who was Indian descent. They pitched that he could be he was part of 9/11 when it happened. And they were like, oh, that's, pretty insensitive and insane and racist. Here's the thing. It's WWE. It's pro wrestling. It's insane. That's like the kind of how it's always been. Like, they need to have the freedom to talk about these ideas and just see, and then smarter minds will prevail and go, hey, that's a stupid idea. We're not going to make a guy have a 9/11 background. But the idea, you shouldn't be able to sue them over. I'm annoyed at this because I'm a comedian and you got to take risks, and it's about trying something. So I'm very, very annoyed about it. And wrestling has a long past of making insane television that we love. The best example I could come up with might not be the best example, but here it is. Sometimes you'll say to someone, oh, hey, you look like so-and-so. And they'll go, oh, just because I'm the same race? And you're like, if I thought you looked like someone, the odds are it would be someone of the same race. It's not necessarily like no one's ever.
You don't think I look like Bruce Lee?
No, that's the thing. No one's ever gone, Jeff, you look like Ben Affleck. And I go, oh, because we're both white? It's like, yeah, it's definitely going to be a white person that you think I look like. All that being said, it's getting carried away. It's getting ridiculous. Nobody should be sued over pitching ideas, no matter how stupid the idea is. Ideas start stupid sometimes and become great. Roddy Piper is not from Glasgow. He's from Portland, Oregon.
Jeff, tell the people where you're going to be this weekend.
Yeah. I'm going to be in La Jolla, which is right next to San Diego, at the Comedy Store Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Come see me.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my co-host, who, by the way, I don't know if anyone's ever told you look just like Danny Trejo.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Jeff Dye. I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. And thanks for listening to Wrestle with Friends. Peace.
Follow us on Instagram, Wrestling with Freddie. Twitter is WWFreddie Pod. Follow us on all the socials so you can submit your questions for the Federation.
This has been a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.